You tuned in to the Iceman Show. I'm your host, the Iceman. Go by AskTheIceman.com, AskTheIceman.com for your latest information on the Iceman. Feel free to stop by and refer a friend to AskTheIceman.com. It would be greatly appreciated. So if you refer a friend at work, refer a friend, a family member, or even your neighbor, refer these folks to AskTheIceman.com so they can get some help. You know, the $29.99 monthly subscription, that may be all they need. Or they may need therapy. Whatever the case may be, the Iceman can help them out. So feel free to refer somebody, a friend, girlfriend, homie, your dad, anybody who you think would be helped by listening to my lectures and videos. AskTheIceman.com. I wanted to talk about a couple of things. I wanted to talk about surviving sexual trauma in childhood, child abuse, and the like. If you are a survivor of abuse, you are probably suffering from low self-esteem. Low self-esteem is the byproduct of being a survivor of any type of abuse. You shouldn't feel that way, but it's understandable if you do. It is imperative that we understand that, first of all, it is not your fault that you were victimized. Let's just get that straight. Okay? A lot of carryover that victims experience is thinking how they could have avoided this situation. And some victims even blame themselves for what has happened to them. It's normal to feel these emotions. But now that we have identified those emotions, then we need to move on, and we need to deal with those emotions so we can begin the healing process. First of all, you didn't ask to be victimized or abused. Secondly, what happened to you is a part of life. Now, let me explain to you. I'm not trying to normalize what happened to you. By no means am I trying to do that. But what I am trying to do is help you cope with it. You have to survive this, and you have to thrive. And you have to understand that in our lives, we're going to meet with challenges. And those challenges sometimes may take some of our sunshine. They might temporarily take our happiness. But you have to fight through those challenges, because you're telling the individual that victimized you that they will not and cannot win. And by doing that, you're becoming a stronger person. And you're going to find a way to make your life work, regardless of this painful chapter in your life. So I say to you today, as a psychotherapist, you have to understand that it wasn't your fault and that you deserve to be happy. I want you to understand that what you have survived should not be tolerated a second time around. Unfortunately, with a lot of victims become a doormat for predators because they have no self-esteem. They've been violated, and so they think it's a good idea to allow people to run all over them and victimize them. Let me give you an example. If a weak guy goes to prison, he's going to get tested so that everybody can find out if this guy's got some heart or not. When they find out he's weak, everybody, and I do mean everybody, including the guards, are going to take advantage of him. And he's going to become the prison bitch. You have to learn to rebuild your life. You have to... Now, let's stop for a second. There's a term we have in psychotherapy called reliving the victimization, or reliving the event. That is not something that a therapist wants a client to go through. I don't want you to relive the event. But unfortunately, if you suppress it, it's going to come out in other ways, like panic attacks, nightmares, abuse towards self, like, doing things like cutting yourself. You might even try to take your own life. You're doing this because you feel worthless and you feel like you have no self-worth. However, the Iceman is here to tell you that you are somebody, and you need to learn to love yourself. You need to learn to look in the mirror. I know there's been times I looked in the mirror and I was just like, I don't like what I see. But I had to get up every day and look at myself in the mirror until I got used to it. And finally, I started accepting who I was and the mistakes that I had made and the people I had hurt. And I had to come to terms with that. And now I began to understand that the greatest love of all is loving myself. The best romance you'll ever have is falling in love with yourself. Now, I'm not saying to be self-absorbed. You start walking around talking about I'm fine and, I'm better than everybody else and all that. That's not what I'm saying. You have to learn to love yourself. And once you learn to love yourself and become your own best friend, nobody else can fuck with you. Okay? Nobody else can mess with you when when you have made the decision to be your own best friend. That's why I used to talk in older videos. I used to talk about how you should take a bath, take a shower, and dress up a little bit, and put on business casual attire and go to a movie like you're going on a date, but you're just going by yourself. And you're just going by yourself because you don't want to be with anyone else. And don't feel awkward because you're learning about yourself. The best thing you can do is learn who you are. Fuck everybody else. The hell with everybody else. Once you learn to do that, you're not going to have any problems. You're not going to have any problems because you understand that you're confident in who you are, even with a few scars. You understand that this is going to be an uphill battle. And you have adjusted your life accordingly. You have to make little victories as you go along. One thing, working with abuse victims, especially sexual abuse or rape, they start dressing differently than they did before they were victimized. And the one thing that is a challenge is getting these clients to work past, getting them to work past fixing themselves up. Okay, I want you to get your hair done, and I want you to put on some decent clothes. That's what I want you to do the next time. And you try to encourage the client to do that so that they feel comfortable in who they are and helping them move forward. Because they have to start feeling better about themselves. Otherwise, they're not going to make any progress. So they have to make progress in incremental steps. Because once we get to a certain level, then I want you to try to return to the person close to who you were before this happened. Or if you were a child and this happened, to work toward becoming the man or woman that you can become. Because as a broken person, you are of no use to yourself, and you are of no use to others. So we need to build your self-worth. We need to understand that it wasn't your fault. We need to understand that you do have meaning. You do have purpose in life. You need to learn to love yourself. You need to learn to love yourself and know that you deserve the best. And that you are not going to be anybody's welcome mat. You're not going to allow people to victimize you a second, a third, a fourth, fifth, sixth time. You're going to put yourself in the driver's seat, and you're going to drive this ship, and not allow someone else to do that. You have to learn to love yourself and accept yourself and be the best that you could be despite what you've gone through. You tuned into the Iceman Show. I'm your host, the Iceman. If any of you need to have further psychotherapy intervention, please go to AskTheIceman.com and sign up for one of the therapy packages. We can either do it over the phone, or we can do a Skype session face to face. Or if you're in the ATL area, we can meet. The choice is yours. But you can work out of this hole that you're in. You can become the man or the woman that God wants you to be. Yeah, you're gonna have some pain in your past, but we're gonna learn how to bear that burden without it being too heavy on your soul. Because you have to remember something, ladies and gentlemen. Having a strong mind, strong body, and a strong spirit. Mind, body, and spirit. Those are the three tenets of human existence. And they have to be in harmony with each other. You can't be physically fit, but your spirit is broken. You can't be spiritually edified and your body is a mess. Or you got some mental issues that you're not dealing with. All three have to be healthy, and all three have to work in harmony and in concert with each other. Not in a succinct manner, but definitely they have to work in tandem. Mind, body, soul, and spirit. Soul and spirit are the same things. Can you dig it? But go by AskTheIceman.com and sign up for a counseling session with me via the phone or via Skype. I guarantee you'll be glad you did it, because I know what I'm talking about and I can help you. You tune in to the Iceman Show. I'm your host, the Iceman. Go by AskTheIceman.com. AskTheIceman.com. Holler at your boy.